Baby dumping is a serious social crisis. The past decade has witnessed a constant stream of reports of baby dumping cases in Malaysia. Baby dumping is the act of irresponsible humans who dump their babies who are younger than 12 months, that cannot fend for themselves, defend themselves, or protect themselves from the harsh reality of being abandoned in unimaginable places, such as sewers, garbage bins left on the side of the road, and are being murdered and disposed in toilets. On July 10th, 2020, an 18-year-old college student was charged with murdering her newborn daughter by tossing the baby out of the 13th floor apartment unit in Penang. And just 4 days later, a newborn baby girl with her umbilical cord still attached was found in a trash can in Terengganu. And in Ipoh, again 4 days later, another baby was thrown out the window of a double-story house by his 16-year-old mother. On the same day in Ampang Jaya, a baby girl was found in a box by the roadside. 4 baby dumping cases taking place within the span of a week. According to Royal Malaysia Police statistics, one reported case of baby dumping every 3 days is just the tip of the iceberg, as these represent only the cases that have been discovered. Modern society is still struggling with understanding the causes and the ideal way to address baby dumping. Several studies have revealed that there are remarkable similarities among the women who have committed infanticide. They are socially isolated, they are not financially independent, and they are emotionally immature. They're all of different ethnicities and come from varying social backgrounds. In our society, we always point fingers at the mother who dumps her baby. She would not have resorted to such a desperate act if her partner was there for her, if her parents forgave her, and if the community showed some sympathy for her and her unborn child instead of just banishing her. We know that it takes 2 people to produce a baby, but in almost every news article about teenage pregnancies and baby dumping, there is hardly any mention of a father. Why is it that the man is always absolved of responsibility? And when it comes to a solution, it is always the same: dump the baby. There are many ways for us to create importance and spread the seriousness of the issue of baby dumping. 1. Awareness towards the consequence of free sex. 3/4 of youngsters know that it is possible for those under the age of 16 to buy condoms. The same proportion knows that a doctor is unable to inform a girl's parents if she asks for the pill. More than 4 out of 10 girls use the pill, and 7 out of 10 know how it should be taken. The fact is that the huge majority of teenagers are very well informed about sex and contraception. Besides that, teenagers get no guidance on what to do with that knowledge from schools or from their homes, leading them to take matters into their own hands and experiment with the knowledge they have regardless of the consequences. Number 2, knowledge on sex education. Sex education needs to stop being a taboo subject. Parents, teachers, media, and other bodies need to provide basic knowledge to the students, especially female students, about their relationship with boys. Besides that, they also need to inform them about the pregnancies and the consequences of unwanted pregnancy. By teaching sex education to the students, it can give extra knowledge for them, and it can reduce the number of unprotected sexual intercourse, illegal pregnancies, and automatically it can reduce the number of baby dumping cases. Number 3, religious beliefs. In the context of Islam, the act of free sex is prohibited. According to the teachings of Islam, one of the fundamental moralities of Islam is the meaning of behavior. Islam teaches us about the do's and the don'ts in a relationship, where there is a border or limitation between a boy and a girl to avoid any misconduct occurrences. The act of free sex is contrary to the honor, while abortion is associated with taking the life of the fetus and is indirectly related to murder. In the discussion of the issue, one of the reasons for the occurrence of social ills is due to the failure of adolescents in control of their desire and temptation. In Islam, for those who cannot control the desire, Islam encourages its followers to use other channels such as marriage or fasting. Number 4, government-funded organizations. An organization where unwed pregnant mothers can feel safe, mothers that can drop off their babies in a safe space where they won't be recognized or penalized for their actions. The government should ease the laws that force unplanned pregnancies to go unnoticed. Teenagers should be given a second chance instead of being judged and criminalized for having sex and falling pregnant before marriage. As of the moment, mothers who are going through an unwanted pregnancy, a non-government organization in Malaysia called Orphan Care Foundation are setting up baby hatches across the country to reduce the instances of unsafe abandoned babies. Orphan Care is a non-government organization that works alongside the government to help address the social problem, which sees at least 9 babies abandoned every month and in some cases left to die. You can go to the baby hatches where the mothers can drop off the unwanted babies anonymously, providing the baby a second shot at life. Organizations like Orphan Care believe that baby hatches can be set up as safe places for the babies to give up legally for adoption. Charges of manslaughter, which are invoked in cases where young girls who abandon their babies to their death, is very heavy, given that the girls may not be fully developed to make decisions. The girl may have lack of information, especially about the reproductive health awareness and the consequences of sexual acts. Rather than restoring to punitive actions, there should be more emphasis on addressing the root causes of why these pregnancies out of wedlock occur. Until the time comes where the root causes of the societal problem are addressed, these life-saving baby hatches should be seen as a solution to the problem. They do not add to the wrongdoing, but are instead a way to help those in trouble.